Canon look. I didn't until the craziest thing happened to me. I was at work scrolling as one does when they're on the clock and decided to get on eBay. I was looking for deals, looking for cheap stuff. Since I was gonna get back into filmmaking, I needed to start upgrading some gear. And I saw it. My first thought was, what the f***? But quickly reality set in. It had to be fake, right? Like, the dude was only asking $4,300 for this camera. $4,300. That's almost $2,000 off of a used one. MPB had that camera right now, or back then, for like $6,200. And that was a used one. Brand new, the camera's $7 grand. So to see this red Komodo X, a red Komodo X for $4,000, I had to take a chance. I immediately bid on this camera. I bid. And the guy accepted it. He countered actually first, and I told him, hey, I'm not paying any more than this. And he was like, all right, cool. So he accepted it. And then all of a sudden, all the money I had worked for was gone. I had no more money in my savings. I literally worked every day for the entire month of September and October to save up for this camera. And all of that hard work, all of that money that I put to the side, all of that money that I like sacrificed and saved was just gone in an instant. I looked through those pictures a million times. I kept scrolling. I kept thinking, what are this? What is this? I honestly thought it might have been like a 3D printed camera and someone painted it very well to fool people, because people are jerks. People are pieces of crap, and they're always trying to get over on people. So I decided to screenshot every picture, and then I went on Facebook. I got on Facebook and joined a group of people who knew a lot more about Red Komodos than I did. It was a Red Komodo Facebook group. And I asked them, I said, hey, do you think this is a scam? They only want $4,000 for this camera. And immediately the trolls was, yeah, that's a scam. That is a scam. Why would you bid $4,000 on something that's obviously a scam? At first I was like, what did I do? What did I do? I was terrified, but I trusted eBay. eBay has a money back guarantee, and if all else fails, I probably could have asked for my money back. And it might have took some time to get it back, but I probably would have got it, back. I shot on Canon. I've been a Canon shooter since I've started this filmmaking journey. I started with the Canon 60D, then I upgraded to the Canon C100. Then after that, I upgraded to the Canon C200, and I've been rocking out with that camera ever since. I've had that camera since its release, and it's an excellent camera. That's what I'm filming on right now. It's a great camera. But as far as my creative work, I kind of feel like I'm limited. I'm looking for a certain look. I really want this to look a certain way. I really love contrasty images, and I feel like the Red Komodo can give me that. I really love the grainy, original film look, and I never thought I don't know if I can get it from this camera. I probably can, and I probably have, but I wanted to be taken serious as a filmmaker. I just felt like with this new endeavor, I needed a new camera. It was just time, and the Komodo is what I chose. Everybody's hollering Sony, FX6 or FX3 or FX30 or whatever. I was never interested in Sony, so I decided to skip that one. The Blackmagic Pixis, I didn't know anything about the camera until I started researching the Komodo, but at this point I was invested into the Komodo. The Pixis was cheaper, yes, but I've never been interested in Blackmagic. Like, I've learned a long time ago not to buy things because everyone else is getting it, because you'll get burnt. You may not even like it. Just because someone says it's a great camera for them doesn't mean it's a great camera for you. Nothing against any of those cameras. I just really wanted a Red. This was my first Red, so learning it was just, the curve was steep. There's a lot about this camera that I don't know, and there's a lot that I need to continue to do to learn, so I'm still learning every day as we speak. As you know, this camera doesn't come out of the box ready to shoot, so you gotta buy some stuff. I ended up getting a V-mount battery. I chose the newer battery because it was on sale. Like, I got that battery for like $79. And so far it's pretty good. Like, I've had no issues with it. It charges fine, it charges fast, and the battery lasts. You know, I've been messing with that camera since I've had it, just trying to learn, and I've had no issues with it. So I'm gonna keep with the newer battery until I decide to buy some other batteries to test them out and see which one works the best. I already own a bunch of Canon glass, so I ended up just getting the newer EF to RF mount. I didn't see the point of buying the Canon. The Canon one was $150, and the newer one was like 40, 30, something like that. It was cheaper, so I ended up going with that one. And it does fine. Like, it holds the lens. I have no issues with it. I don't see the point of getting something super expensive for the name. The cage, that was tricky. You know, there was a lot of people using different cages, and I just couldn't decide on which one to get, so I chose to go with the small rig. Mainly because of price. I got that one on sale because I bought a lot of this stuff during Black Friday and Christmas, so I was able to save some money. The media, the card, I went with the Angelbird 1 terabyte. I've heard good things about Angelbird, and I don't think there's any issues. I haven't heard of any issues with this card, so I decided to go with that one. As far as the monitor, I went with the Viltrox DCX3. I did a lot of research on this. I went back and forth between monitors. It was either going to be Viltrox or it was going to be Portkeys, and I decided to get the Viltrox, basically because it was the lesser of two evils. It was cheaper. I don't feel like buying cheap gear is a bad thing, you know, depending on what it is. So far, it's sturdy, it's very bright, you know, I can see everything that I need to see. The only thing I don't like about this monitor is the battery. I feel like the battery kind of sucks, and I feel like it dies extremely fast, or just maybe it's me. Maybe I need to lower the brightness of my monitor on the camera. I don't know. I can't see, so I like the fact that it's bright, and I enjoy the fact that I can see, especially when I'm shooting outside. The image I get out of this camera is just, it's insane. There's so much you could do with this camera. Having this camera is like having all of the strongest weapons on the planet. You can change the ISO, you can change the white balance, you can control everything about this camera in a matter of seconds, and I love that. The Red Komodo footage is just, it's scary at first, and it's still kind of scary. I'm still learning it. I'm having not the worst, but I'm having trouble learning how to color grade it. So I'm trying to learn how to color grade. I'm trying to learn how to get the most out of this camera. The traffic lights and all the different things that I'm not used to. The learning curve is steep, but I'm slowly trekking up. More and more every day I use this camera, the better I get, and I just love it. One thing I really do like about this camera is the anamorphic mode, and I've yet to use it, but I feel like when I actually get to that point in my career, it's gonna be a game changer. I've never used the anamorphic lens, so hopefully when I do, I'll be able to do something pretty dope with it. Things that I don't like about this camera, like I said, the learning curve is a little steep. Learning how to color grade the footage has been a pain, but I'm learning. I'm not a huge fan of not having built-in ND filters. I feel like at this point and for this money, it should be in there, but you know, I guess I can't really complain. So there you have it. Probably the luckiest you've ever heard of anyone in the film industry, especially buying cameras. And you know, in all honesty, I'm glad it was me. I'm glad it wasn't anybody else, because I really, really love this camera, and I hope to do something great with it. Ever since I got this camera, the floodgates of creativity have just been flowing. I've been writing almost every day. I've came up with multiple different screenplays for short films and features just based on this camera, because the fire that it ignited under me is just ridiculous, and I'm loving the wave. I'm loving the ride that I'm on right now when it comes to this camera and the filmmaking journey that I'm on. If you stuck around the entire video, why don't you subscribe? Hit that subscribe button. You know, come hang out. We'll do some stuff, and you know, we'll keep it pushing. We'll have fun. Peace.